The Italian Wine Podcast is the community-driven platform for Italian wine geeks around the world. Support the show by donating at italianwinepodcast.com. Donate €5 or more and we'll send you a copy of our latest book, My Italian Grape Geek Journal, absolutely free. To get your free copy of My Italian Grape Geek Journal, click support us at italianwinepodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. Grazie mille.
Welcome to this special Italian Wine Podcast broadcast. This episode is a recording off Clubhouse, the popular drop-in audio chat. This Clubhouse session was taken from the Wine Business Club and Italian Wine Club. Listen in as wine lovers and experts alike engage in some great conversation on a range of topics in wine. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through italianwinepodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. And remember to subscribe and rate our show wherever you tune in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Clubhouse. Ciao, ragazzi. This is what we call the Ambassadors Corner on Clubhouse. It is now called Rooms, I believe. Or is it a house?
It's a room.
It's a room. Like is sitting right next to me. We're in the podcast booth together today. Today is the 28th of May, almost getting towards the end of the month. And soon it will be June. Coming up soon. The 2nd of June is the Italian national holiday. It is what it's equivalent to the Liberation Day, I suppose. So today we have a special guest, Jennifer Russo. Ciao, Jennifer.
Hi, Steve. I'm fine. So glad to be here.
Okay. It's been a long time. Jennifer, what have you been up to?
Long.
I've not seen you in a very long time.
I know that. And we've been extremely busy with businesses. So we both have a business in Denmark now and also in Italy. So
also
that's
in Italy.
Actually the reason.
So tell us about that.
We do. Well, that's not so wine-minded. We kind of help people build their dream house in Tuscany and Umbria, besides from, of course, cruising around and finding wines for the restaurant in Copenhagen. So a lot of time has been spent that way the last 2-3 years.
Oh, so this is a new business.
Yes, it is. Well, I don't talk that much about it because I try to keep focused on wine, at least on social media, with regards to, when I post myself and when I still do a lot of events and that, but we do all kinds of wine and we still have the restaurant, we still have the wine business, we're still into wine, but we do this thing. It is actually a side hustle. We have a couple of customers building houses for them now, so it's still a side hustle and it takes a lot of time. So
yeah, of course.
that is why you haven't seen me in Verona lately.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Jennifer, I just wanted to introduce you to our audience. Jennifer Russo, so of Italian origin, is that correct?
No, I'm actually Danish. My husband is Italian, so my last name now. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Yes, yeah.
But you look very Italian.
That's right. That's right.
So you took your husband's
really
name.
do.
I didn't even know that. I somehow thought you had Italian origin for some reason.
Yeah, but a lot of people, they do. And I guess it's because everything around me is Italian. So and I speak Italian. My husband is Italian. The kids are kind of Italian. And, everybody just think that I'm Italian too. But I'm not. I'm actually not.
Okay, so you're based in Copenhagen still. That's right?
Yes.
Right? And you have a restaurant, L'Enoteca di Mr. Brunello.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
For 10 years.
Oh my goodness. And how was it during the pandemic? How do you survive? Was it tough or did you close down?
We closed down. We were actually one of the first ones to close down, but that was because we had all the Italian channels, so we could kind of follow, even though we were in Denmark, what happened in Italy, and the Danes, they didn't know anything not really about what happened in Italy, so we got really scared and closed down the restaurant some days. That doesn't seem like a lot, but we closed down the restaurant 2 or 3 days before the government told everybody to close down, and people were laughing at us. I remember. So anyway, we closed down. We've been closed. One of the periods were like 5 months. Not the first period, but the second lockdown. That was 5 months. But we got stuck in Italy, so that was kind of the good thing about it. But it's been tough, very tough.
Okay. Well, Jennifer, of course, Jennifer Russo, very Danish, but very Italian for many of us, not only has the Enoteca, which is called Mr. Brunello, but she has many wine qualifications with WSET, and she is also an instructor. She's a judge, she's a speaker, she's a wine educator and a writer. But of course, the thing that is close to our heart is she's also a Veneto International Academy Italian wine ambassador. Right? You're still the Italian wine ambassador.
Yes, I am. And I am so proud to be so.
Yeah, you've done the course. I can't remember, many, many years ago, right?
Well, I did it in 17 and again in 21.
So believe it or not, we've gone through 28 editions, and we will be
Wow.
having a big party next year. So hopefully you can join us. It will be 10th
wow.
year anniversary. And Professor Shensa, he's going to be 80. 80. So.
Oh, wow. Stevie, I am so going to try to prioritize it. Everything actually, I thought I was coming to Italy this year, and I had it planned. And then in February, I just had to realize that it wasn't possible. But trust me, I really want to go. I really want to go.
Okay.
So have my fingers crossed
we'll keep
that
in
it will
touch.
happen.
You'll keep in touch with the team. We'll loop you in with the upcoming events. So getting back to your call today with Margherita Letrari. I know she's the daughter.
Hi, everyone.
Ciao, Margherita.
Ciao.
So why did you choose Letrari as your favorite producer to be on your call today, Jennifer?
Well, I kind of feel that I grew up with Letrari. I'm not that old. I'm just above mid-40s.
You're still a baby.
Yes, thank you so much. And one of the first TrentoDocs that I ever tasted, that was Lucia's, so Letrari, so the mom of Margherita. And I just remember, back in the early zeros, female vignaiolas, wine producers, was not a common sight in Italy. And a lot had happened, but 20 and something years ago, it wasn't that normal to be, well, there were still a lot more men at the board, in boards and running things in Italy, the Italian wine companies, than women. So my husband took me to Lucia. We went to visit her a winery. And I was just so inspired by this woman who was running all of this kind of by herself. She has a husband, of course. Her father was still around back then. If I remember it right, he passed by some years ago. I was very inspired by her. I love bubbles, especially metodo tradizionale, so made the traditional way. So I kind of fell in love with her product and was very inspired by her as a person. The wine is wonderful. So that was why Lucia just came to my mind right away, Lucia and Letrari. Of course, now Margherita is the third generation. And we already met. Margherita, you came to the restaurant just a couple of months ago, when you were cruising around Europe with your girlfriend.
Yes,
right.
True.
Yes,
I was there with a friend of mine, and I said, "Oh, come on, let's just go to l'Enoteca di Mr. Brunello so I can meet Jennifer." And we actually met, and the place is beautiful. Like, if you've never been, you have to go if you happen in Copenhagen. Trust me.
Yes,
Thank
everyone,
you.
take note. Everyone, next time you're in Copenhagen, pop by Enoteca Mr. Brunello. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to let you interview Margherita today, but what are their learning objectives that we should be expecting from you today on this call?
Well, yeah, I think insight into some of the unique qualities and the characteristics that set TrentoDoc wines apart from other sparkling wines. And also a little bit about how TrentoDoc, and in this case, Letrari and Margherita, think that how they see themselves on the global market compared to other really good sparklers like Champagne and, of course, Franciacorta. Then I'm so in. Then we will also hear something about any potential for DOCG status. I personally find it very interesting to find out what is going on. Is it going to happen? If it's not going to happen, why is that? Something about sustainability. Of course, we can't have to speak without talking about that, and something about biology. Well, biology, ecology. How do you say that? Bio. So bio and new trends and techniques. Sorry, and finally, a little bit about the roles that the cooperatives they play in the appellation.
Okay, well, that's a lot of geeky stuff to get into. So I'll let you do exactly that. I will mute myself and then come back towards the end of the show.
Thank you, Stevie.
Thank you so much, Stevie. Okay, Margie. Hi. We're gonna go right to it, right? So one of the first question is about the cooperatives. There are many wine growers, and there are many. How high is the percentage? Do you remember? I think it's something like. Is it possible? It's like 70-80% of the wine production is made by cooperatives.
Yes, it's like around the 80-85% of the whole region production, yes.
Yeah. And do you think that, this influenced by the cooperatives, do you think that has, that contributes to the diversity of the wine production in Trento? And if so, how?
All right. So we first have to say that, as we said, the majority of our production is made by the cooperatives, so 80-85%. Of course, there's a lot of people that give the grapes to these cooperatives. This happens because in our region, a lot of people have just like half a hectare or a hectare of vineyards. And of course, they cannot live with what it could give of wine, that small hectare. So they just take the grapes and give it to the cooperatives. By making so, the cooperative have a lot of people of all around the region that give them the grapes for wine. So for that, they have medium high quality wines usually, because here in Trentino, the cooperatives work really well, also because they use high technology machines. So we would say that they are medium high quality wines. But of course, I think like as usually for everything, if you take like a small wine grower wine, it's different from the one of the cooperatives just because it has some peculiarities that the cooperatives cannot have, just because they have the grapes from all over the region. So of course you have a quality wine, but you don't have the same peculiarities that you could have. I don't know, maybe that we have, because we only take from our vineyards that are from a specific part of the region. So I think that contributes a lot.
Italian Wine Podcast, brought to you by Mama Jumbo Shrimp.
So, what about the region itself, the appellation itself? It's rather big, isn't it? Is it eight? Well, not that big, of course. It's 800 hectares in total. Am I right about that?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, like 3/3 of the Montalcino area to
Yeah,
compare.
Kind of
Okay.
like, because we're not a really big region, but we have a lot of vineyards.
Yes. So the contribution, if I hear it right, the contribution of all these cooperatives, that gives some dynamics to it, because they are small producers, and they kind of take care of the vineyard maybe in a better manner, or that wasn't all clear to me. The exact reason.
So,
Yeah.
like, if you, because we are a winery that only produce with our own vineyards. So we take the grapes from our vineyards that are located in a specific part of Trentino. So from that, you can gain some peculiarities that are of that particular area.
Okay.
Whereas the cooperatives take the grapes from a lot of vineyards owners from all around the region. So you have the quality, because of course, as I said, our Trentino cooperatives work really, really well. So you have a medium high quality, but maybe you don't have the same peculiarities of small producers, just because you have the grapes from all over the region.
Okay, got that. Okay, so as I can hear that, it sounds like the collaboration between the wine growers and cooperatives, that works very well in practice. Then there's a good collaboration.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And how, because we're talking mountain wines, if we should just make a small, we got you Trento DOC, and then we got the Franciacorta DOCG.
Yes.
Your some of the other peculiarities that you have is that compared to Franciacorta, not because we need to compare. Well, actually, what I would want to say is to make a little comparison, but in terms of quality, of course, you are defined as mountain wines.
Yes.
Can you tell a little bit about why that is?
All right. So I don't know if any of you has ever been to Trentino.
I have.
So, okay, great. If so, we are in the mountains. Usually, the lowest altitude we have for the vineyards, it's around 400 meters above the sea.
Yes.
And we go from there to 1,005 meters above the sea. Depends where you are in Trentino, because we are on the lower side of the mountain. But there's a lot of wineries that are up the mountain. So we're a mountain also because we are in the mountains. From here, you're just surrounded by the mountains. We live in the mountains. Our vineyards are in the mountains.
Yeah, right. Did you say 1,050 or 1,500?
500, yeah.
Oh, really? I thought that the approximate height was 1,000. I even think
there are not many. There's like a few, but there's wineries that are really high. Yeah.
Okay, so they're there. Extremely interesting, really interesting. And just to make a small comparison, the Franciacorta vineyards, they're like around 3 to 500 meters above sea level. They are talking about, I know, maybe to go higher, which will make sense, because we can see, well, of course, that's one of the next questions that I want to ask you. And that is with regards to style as well. What expect in the wines? For instance, compared to other very interesting sparklers like Champagne and of course Franciacorta, your neighbor.
All right. So the first things, of course, it's that TrentoDoc, Champagne, and Franciacorta have a completely different climate and soil sometimes. I mean, Champagne and Trentino, the Champagne region and Trentino are pretty similar to what is the soil that can produce high quality bubbles that are similar, we can say. The thing is that the mountain bubbles here in Trentino, they have like a climate that it's perfect for the maturation of the grapes. So you have the sun, you don't have a lot of humidity, which you do have in the Franciacorta region. You have like the perfect soil, so we have a lot of minerals, acidity. So it helps the grapes to great. But we cannot, of course, compare TrentoDoc, Champagne, and Franciacorta based on I don't know, like the quality or whatever, because I think they all have high quality. So it would, yeah, for me, it's more like how the grapes evolve during the year, because the quality, I think you find it all over these three denominations.
Absolutely. So will it be fair to say that TrentoDoc is in the same league as three different relations to three different climates, three different soils, and also at least two different cultures, after all, even though both Latin countries. But
Yes.
is it fair to say that TrentoDoc is in the same league as Champagne?
I don't. That's a tricky question, actually, because we're used to think about Champagne as a high quality, nearly inaccessible product. So something only the elite drinks most of the times. TrentoDoc wants to be the product for everyone, but also for the elite. So high quality, but still, I don't think we can compare them, because we're the same but completely different. Also based on two different cultures, as you said.
Right. A little bit about traditions and innovation. We all talk so much about that we have to be at the forefront with things, we have to innovate, we have to disrupt. We always have to be ahead. How do you maintain balance between respecting traditions and innovating within the wine production in your region?
Actually, don't think there's much of innovation in the production here in Trentino. Like, because we follow a lot the tradition, so that's actually our goal. And the innovation, I think, could be in the machinery, but in the style of the production itself, we don't actually have much innovation right now, because everyone just wants to follow the tradition.
Okay. So not a lot of innovation. You go with the tradition. And when we talk about tradition, we talk about, of course, making the traditional style wine. That, of course, is of course the basic, but also with regards to the wine techniques, of course, you use new machinery. So that's more. This is what you intend with regards to innovation. that you get new equipment, new machinery, and okay. What about we talk about the must, the first liquid that comes out when you press the grapes. How many times is it normal, or how many times is it normal to press the grapes, to use the first, second, and third pressure of the grapes once pressed?
So you mean, sorry, I don't know if I got the question right.
No,
so you mean
I mean, when you press all the grapes and all the must comes out, then you got the first pressure, so you got the first and the second. Then some wineries, they also use the third pressure. In Trentino, do you use only the first or the second pressure, or do you also use the third pressure?
So I cannot speak for the Trentino region, as I actually don't really know what other wineries do, because I actually don't know. So I don't want to give wrong information about this. But we usually stop at the second one.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot does that.
I think that too, yeah.
Yes. What about your potential? Before I ask about it, how many, you got a lot of you got not a lot, you got a market that's dominated by cooperatives.
Yes.
But is it right? Do you have around 70, 75 independent producers?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? I think I saw that.
We are nearly 80 now.
80 now, okay.
Yeah, nearly, yeah.
Okay. Since you're not that many when it comes down to it, what is your impression that your perspective and also your colleagues' perspective is on TrentoDoc's potential to achieve the DOCG?
All right. So, as you may know, like the DOCG is already present in the Franciacorta.
Yes.
So it's just a denomination that is like the DOC that we have here in Trento. And it's not about quality, because we all have that quality. But for the DOCG, you have to have like, I don't know if you have ever noticed, like a wristband kind of around the neck of the bottle. That says DOCG. So for that, you need to buy those necklaces for the bottle.
Yes.
So you have to say how many of them you need for the number of bottles you have. And you pay for them, of course. So you pay more to have them on the bottles, and you have to declare the numbers of them. The thing is, in Trentino, it's not like a perspective for now, just because our market, it's led by one big leader for TrentoDoc. That does more than the 50% of the production. And then we have the cooperatives, but it's not in the interest of the big leader of our TrentoDoc market, just because they would need to pay more to have the DOCG name, when we actually can have the DOC denomination that is basically the same, just without the declaration of the number of bottles per year. But the quality standards, the quality level, it's the same. Just I don't think in Trentino will happen for now because of this reason. Just because big leader, it wouldn't be in his interest, let's say this.
I understand. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, also because in Franciacorta we have like a lot of big companies, like more of I would say, industries.
Yeah, and maybe more. Well, I was about to say more competition as well. I don't know if that's right, but I guess more
I
companies,
believe
more
so.
competition.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also like they're a lot bigger, like more industrialization. So whereas in Trentino, it's, as I said, those big, the first big leader that does more of the 50%, then the cooperatives, and then us, medium,
Okay.
small producers.
Yeah. Okay. So we got that first producer, then the cooperatives, and then are you one of the bigger producers
Uh,
compared to the? I'm not talking about the leading one and the cooperatives, but how many bottles do you produce per year?
Yeah, I mean, we are in the medium big ones because we produce 110,000 bottles of TrentoDoc per year.
Okay.
So we're between, the medium big ones, because there's like out of these 80, there's, I wouldn't say more of the half, but more of half of these 80 do like 20,000 bottles.
Okay.
Or they're
Very
pretty small. Yeah. Also because
yes.
there's new wineries are growing and are just starting year and per year.
Yeah, they just started recently. Was that what you said?
Yeah. There's a lot
Yeah.
of wineries that just started. So of course they do small numbers of bottles.
Yeah, and you have been around for some time. You got a 50-year-old anniversary in
Yeah.
2 years. You've
Yeah.
been around since the 76, right?
Yes, right. Because we started with my granddad, who actually started making wine in 1950s, but then founded our name in the 1976. So we were one of the we actually are one of the first ones that started, the old
Yeah.
ones.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Back to the DOCG, just to round that up. I understand that it's probably not going to happen right now. And even though you're telling us that anyway, at least that's how I hear it, anyway, the quality is in the bottle, whether we have
Yes.
that G or not. But what do you think that it could mean for your appellations? Recognition and prestige also globally if you got that extra G?
Actually, I don't really know, just because it's not something that we think about. I'm talking for the whole region. It's not something that we think or struggle about. So I don't think it would bring a lot more recognition, because in the last few years the TrentoDoc institution really did a huge work on communication, and TrentoDoc really grew an identity of sparkling wines. So I wouldn't know how to answer this question, just because it's not something that we used to think about, and I don't think it will ever happen for now. So I wouldn't know what answer to give you.
No. Okay. So I really think that I have to stop dreaming about. I love bubbles so much, and of course my favorites are TrentoDoc and of course also Franciacorta. And I have been talking because I talk a lot with everybody who is willing to listen to me. I talk about TrentoDoc and Franciacorta all the time, telling them to not to get rid of champagne because I love champagne as well, but just to push these products because they're so worth it. And I've been dreaming about it because I think it's so fair. I think that because, well, at least in my opinion, the extra G you deserve it anyway. But I understand that that's probably not going to happen right now.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. And then it's, as you said, it's like a G more to add. But the quality is the same, so it doesn't really affect quality. It's just a recognition that you have. added to what you already have. So, but for now, I mean, I think we're all pretty happy with that because we still have the recognition of the quality, and so I think that that's
You're
the
right.
important one.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I have a couple of questions more. A little bit about the organic, the future of organic wine production in your area. How is it with that? Is that something that you focus on in your appellation?
All
to
right,
be organic?
So actually, Trentino is the first region that uses the lotta integrata as a system to get closer to the biodynamic. So it's like the first step. So we don't use pesticides or chemical stuff. That's all over the region, and it's called Lotta Integrata, as I said, and it's the system SQNPI. So that's like the first step to get closer to the bio techniques. Yeah.
Okay.
And we all really focus, the whole region focuses on preserving the nature and not using chemical or pesticides products.
Okay. And what is it? How do you call that in Italian?
Lotta integrata.
Lotta integrata, and that means that
I wouldn't know that in English. I'm so
no,
sorry.
no, but that doesn't matter. Lotta integrata, but that means that you have a biodynamic approach.
Yeah, kind of. It's not like biodynamic. It's just the first step to get closer to that. Yeah.
Okay. Right. And that's kind of all of you're all into that, but it's not a law. Yeah. It's not in the protocol. It's something that you do.
Yes, just all around the region, everyone does it. Like we are all into preserve our region.
Right. Okay. Another thing that is not in your protocol is something about how long your wines they undergo the second fermentation with regards to Riserva del Fondatore, because you got the non-vintage, if you want to call it that. That's 15 months, right? And then you got something called the millesimato and the Riserva. Could you explain millesimato and the Riserva, what that means?
Also, like the first one you said, it's 15 months for like the TrentoDoc rules. But us as a winery, we start at 24 months with like the classic ones. Then the millesimato starts at 20 months, if I'm not wrong, so that you can put the harvest year on the label, on the back label. And then the Riserva, it's a wine that stays on the list for more than 36 months.
Right.
And usually they are all millesimato.
Okay. Your reserves are all...
Yeah, but as a winery, we start from 60 months. So we go from 5 years to 10 years with our Riserva. But you could start at 36.
Right. Okay. So you kind of do the same thing as they do in Franciacorta for their Riservas. That's 60 months as well.
Yeah.
And then you got this story about Riserva del Fondatore, which is, as I have understood it, it started with the late Giulio Ferrari, and it was a contribute from the Lunelli family to, they made this bottle as a contribute to honor Giulio Ferrari, and made this bottle, Riserva del Fondatore, back in, I don't remember, but I think it was in Oh, 70s. I think it was, the first
I
vintage
don't
was
actually
80.
remember the year, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I know that you make Riserva del Fondatore as well.
Yes.
Could you,
Yeah.
how is that story? What is that story?
So our Riserva del Fondatore, it's the 976, which stands for 1976. That is the year of the foundation of the winery at our own name, because Letrari, it's our surname. And it's dedicated to my granddad. In fact, the label has its firma on top.
Oh,
Because it's dedicated to him, because he spent his whole life doing wine and doing researches and just trying to putting just effort in everything he did. Also because like the Trentino sparkling wine history started with Giulio Ferrari. And then he sold to the Lunelli family, that they're now the owners of the Ferrari. And then my granddad, with another four winemakers, they founded the Equipe 5 winery. And they were basically the second ones after Ferrari. So they produced 500,000 bottles in 1960s. And then my granddad just decided that he wanted to start his own winery. So he sold his part of the winery of the Keep 5 and founded at our own name. So that's the Riserva del Fondatore comes from that, just to honor his work, because he's done a lot.
yeah, I can imagine. So here's a little extra to that story. So it might be that the Ferrari brand was the first one to establish
Yes.
the Riserva del Fondatore, but your granddad actually worked side by side with Giulio Ferrari back in the 50s.
Yeah. Like he worked with a lot of big winemakers back in the days. He worked with a lot of big winemakers, and then he was, I think, I'm proud to say, one of the major leaders of Trentino wine history.
I so agree with you. That's also what I say when I talk about Letrari. I say one of the leading TrentoDoc producers. That's so true. But back to the thing about the wording, Riserva del Fondatore. So the name, the title, the stamp, because that is not in the disciplinario. And that might be a little bit like the Lotta Integrata you talked about before, that some of you, I know Ferrari makes it, you make it, and your mom told me that some others are making it too now, the Riserva del Fondatore. But what it means to you, to Ferrari, to you, and some of the others is at least, is it 8 or 10 years on the lease during the second fermentation that we can expect?
Yeah, it's 10 years for us
10 years.
and also for Ferrari, I think. Yeah. It's 120 months, usually.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a lot of quality for a very fair amount of money. We import your wines, as of course you know, we import your wines to Denmark, and it is such a pleasure to be able to give such much quality for so much value for so much quality for value. I wanted to say again, I don't want to take anything away from anybody, but it's a lot of quality. 10 years on the lease. It's almost something that anybody can afford to buy, at least right now. Don't set up your prices, please. Right. So some closing questions is just about what I know that you are studying, because you're finishing your master in communication, right? Yeah. And when you're done with the studying, you're going to go. You're already in the company. You've been in the company since you were 18. You're 22 now. And your mom is teaching you everything that her own father taught her. She's passing that down to you.
Yeah, I think she's a great leader.
Yeah, she's a great leader. You said that?
Yeah, a
What did
great
you say?
teacher.
Yeah, teacher. Yeah, I can imagine. But she's also a tough one, huh?
Yes,
She's
she
not.
is.
You
She
don't
is.
want to. You don't want to mess with Lucia. No,
No.
no. But yeah, right. So you're going all in. Right now you are in your company, you work in the company, but once you're done with your master, which is like in a few months, if I'm not mistaken.
Last year. No, yeah.
Oh,
Next year. I'm sorry. Next year. Yeah.
next year, right? So a year from now, you're done, and you're
Mhm.
gonna go all in. You're gonna be
Yes.
working 100%
Right.
and not 60, 50, 60 like you're doing right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's
And
the plan.
yeah, and I love your videos, the videos you put up on
Oh,
Instagram.
thank you.
I think they're so informative and you're so good at communicating what you're doing, where you're
Oh, thank
going, and
you.
yeah, they're really good. So everybody, you should go and follow Letrari as well if you want some good communication on wine. Well, how do you say that?
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
yeah. Finally, the very last question is about food. We're in
Mhm.
Trento. What can you give me a couple of dishes? You have different kinds of wines, of course. I know that. I tasted all of your wines, but
Yeah.
and they're actually you can use them from antipasto, actually from the aperitivo and until the cheeses.
True.
Yes, but if you should give a suggestion of two or three traditional Trento dishes or Trentino also, well, probably
Hmm.
Trentino, but also for the whole region, if that's the way it is, that goes with your bollicina.
Okay, so the first thing I think about is like mushrooms. So in Trentino, like we eat a lot of mushrooms. You can always find like spaghetti with mushrooms. And
Uh-huh.
I would pair them with our Riserva Cuore Pienne, which is a 66 months on this, and it's a Pinot Noir, 100% Pinot Noir, and they pair perfectly. Like every time there's mushrooms, we always pair our old Pinot Noir. Or
Okay.
you can have Canederli, which is like basically a I wouldn't know how to explain, like gnocchi made out of bread and speck and everything you have basically in your kitchen. So
Okay.
they're just like gnocchis made of bread with butter, and we would pair that with our 100% Chardonnay Riserva, which is the Cuore, because it
Which is
just
Cuore.
yes,
Right.
it cleans your mouth from the fat food. So if you have butter, it's just perfect because it cleans everything out of your mouth.
Oh, I'm getting so hungry now.
Yeah, me too.
And the first one that was your più quattro +4,
Mhm.
was that the one you said?
The first one I said with mushrooms.
Yeah, the
No,
mushroom
it was
dish.
the Cuore Pienne. It's like
PM.
a new release. It's
Ah,
100% Pinot Noir. Yeah.
oh, I didn't taste that. That's why I was very
Yes,
confused. I thought
that's
about,
yes, it's like a new release.
okay,
It's a Riserva just Pinot Noir because we didn't have one. We've never had one, and that's our first time having it. Yeah,
okay. Because you got your quarter. But how many different bollicine do you have? How many different
10.
profiles? 10. You
10,
got 10
yes.
different.
We
Okay.
have 4 classics, we call them. So they're just like 2.5 years in the bottle. And they're more like for aperitivo. And then we have 6 riserve. And 2 of them are 10 years, which are the
Hmm.
Rosé and the Riserva di Fondatore.
Okay, the rosé, is that +4 then?
Yes, the +4.
Okay. Okay. That now, okay, I'm with you again then. Okay. And in how many different countries are your wines out in? Where can
So
people get it?
we work mainly in Italy. That's like our biggest country where we have our wines, but we have something in Denmark, of course.
Yes.
Then we have something in the United States, in the Washington, D.C. and Maryland area. And now we're trying to do something more again in the east part of Europe.
Okay, the eastern part of Europe. And now, actually, I said I didn't have any more questions, but I am curious just to ask. I know that we need to give the word to people as well if there are some questions, but just to know how much would you like to expand? Now I'm talking about Margherita. What do you think that would be good for your brand?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
To expand, would you like your brand to be out in like almost 200 countries, or would you like them to come to China?
I don't think I would like that. Just because, I mean, I want to expand a little bit. Like once I come into the winery 100% and, start actually being here, I would like to expand in years, as my mom did, because she didn't find this. She made what we are right now together with my granddad. But I wouldn't like to become really big, because I think once you become a big winery and do a lot of bottles, you just lose. I don't know. I think you somehow lose a little bit of quality, and then our big point is that we are a family winery. So if we grow too much, it won't be family.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense as well. So a little, not too much, a little bit, but not too much.
Yes, just a little bit, but not too much. Yeah.
That sounds good. That sounds reasonable. Reasonable. That was actually the questions I had for now. So.
All right. Excellent job, ladies. That's the warning that I'm coming back. So, Margherita, I thank you so much for that interesting conversation. I do have a follow-up question for Margherita.
Yes, of
so
course.
How many, so you said you have 10 labels, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the volume of production in total?
We are around 100,000 bottles.
Okay. So how old are you now, Margherita?
22.
22. You're so little.
Yeah.
So my question to you, and where are you going to school?
I'm studying in Bologna.
Bologna. Okay. So Bologna, your friends are more or less 20, 22, 23, 24, right? So at Bologna, obviously your friends know that you're from the wine business. But are you, like, after your lessons, when you get together, when you go for an aperitivo, are you and your friends drinking wine, or are you drinking spritz, or are you drinking, I don't know, beer or cocktail? What are you drinking mostly?
It depends on the occasion, because like maybe if you're just finished at uni, it's like more of a spritz momento, spritz time. But most of the times, if we actually say let's go to do an aperitivo, we drink wine. Like I teach my friends to drink wine.
You're the ambassador.
Yes.
for wine. And what about the others?
Like I think if they had to choose, they would go more for like spritz or cocktails. But I taught them to drink wine and just to learn something, like what you like, what you don't like, taste everything, because you have to taste a lot to understand actually what you like and what you don't. So when we're together, but sometimes also when we're not together, sometimes my friends just send me pictures and they say, oh, look what I'm drinking at the bar. Is it good? What do you think? Because I like it. And like, oh, yeah, that's nice.
So you think there is hope for wine?
Yes. And I see like a lot of people of my age that are starting to understand wine.
Right. But are they drinking spritz because it's cheaper? Are they drinking cocktails because it has more alcohol? They get drunk fast? Like, what are the reasons?
I think I actually like it, but also because, I don't know, it's like our culture, I would say. Like Italian culture, aperitivo, it's wine or spritz. And it's not cheap anymore, I would say, because it costs sometimes also more than a glass of wine in some
You mean
places.
spritz?
Yes.
How much does it cost in Bologna? Like the bars, the Univ
Oh,
bars?
like
4 or
5 euros.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you can find also a glass of wine for that price or a
Right.
little more.
Right.
So
What about Jennifer? What about in Denmark? Do you have like younger customers, or do Enoteca, it's mostly older crowds? How does it work?
So we are actually we kind of feel lucky now, because 10 years ago when we started up, our customers, they were at least 40 plus. We're getting younger and younger people. They're drinking wine, but you have to remember that in Denmark we drink a lot. So we're not one of the countries that there are like commercials everywhere. Are you drinking too much? Call this number.
Right.
They're like everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. So we're kind of lucky now because they're getting younger and younger. Now we got kind of kids, 25-year-olds that I don't know where they get the money from, because eating at our restaurant is like around $200 to $300 per person. $200 absolutely, and up to $300 per person. So it costs the money. It's so I don't know where they get the money from, but they're getting younger and younger.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's always, of course, my question. How can we engage the younger audience? Because I think the older audience, they are, they have their ways already. But the future of wine world will depend on, of course, the next generation. And that's you,
Yes.
Margherita.
Yes. It's true.
Yeah, so that's it. That is, I'm going to wrap it up. Laika, did you have anything to say?
I wanted to share that next week on June 4, we have another clubhouse with Brittany Tangora.
Yes, Brittany. She's a new ambassador from New York.
Yes, and then she will be interviewing Alan Manley from Margherita Otto Winery. So
fantastic. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming and participating. That is it. Signing off.
You.
Stevie Kim
Thank
and
you.
Laika. Ciao, ragazzi.
Ciao.
Come back next week.
Sniff, sip, sip.
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, cin cin.